Hello again and welcome to Marth and the Machines Volume 11, bringing you more virtual reality tabletop with sketchy terrain and an imaginary army. It's a follow-up battle to the one in number 6. Enjoy! Plot recapitulation, or last time on Kane. After Kane's hospitalization at Vyros' hands, the remainder of his forces retreats. Lord Vyros wants to pursue, but is out of men as well. So he mentally commands his remaining warjacks to catch up with him, and as soon as they arrive, he follows the remaining Signarians. However, Commander Adept Nemo puts himself in the way to secure the wounded Kane's escape, and a conflict of mangled metal ensues. Alright, some explanations regarding terrain. This board is considered to be adjacent to the board from number 6, just north of it, because we assumed the Signarian base to be north of the strategic map, so it's the excavation site's northern perimeter. Once I fully work out our strategic maneuver system, I'll spend a whole issue on it. This time, we have 2 forests, a hill decline, an excavator, which is a steam-powered digging machine, and a pile of excavated rocks, as well as a worker's bungalow with attached relay tower. Nemo's mean machines were, aside from the upgraded Mark II Nemo himself, Thorn, a Stormclad, a Hammersmith, and a Charger. Vyros had his 3 remaining griffins from the previous battle, none of which he bonded, as well as a Phoenix and a Hydra. I win the roll for setup and elect to take the first turn. I only do a few things. Vyros allocates 3 focus to the Hydra, so he'd go into the next turn fully loaded, and then he casts mobility and everything advances. Nemo gives some focus to his jacks, then casts Disruption Field on the Hammersmith through Thorn, who advances due to reaction drive and moves up. While others run or advance, and the Charger attempts to shoot but is way short. Round 2, and oops, I did it again. 2 out of 3 griffins are outside of my control zone. The last one gets 2 focus. He activates Fleet and runs to the left. The Phoenix and Hydra advance. The Hydra fires his cannon at the Hammersmith, but to no effect due to bad dice. Vyros puts Inviolable Resolve, which reads Friendly Model Unit, on the Phoenix, following up. The unsupported griffins waited out at the forest's edge. In Nemo's turn, he upkeeps Disruption Field, gives focus to the Hammersmith, casts Electrify on Thorn and Locomotion for 2 on the Hammersmith. Thorn and the Stormclad advance, the Stormclad firing his Generator Blast at the Hydra to no real effect. The building would not block line of sight for jacks being too low. The Charger moves and shoots at the Phoenix, doing a little damage to the shield. The Hammersmith charges the Phoenix, falling 1 inch short. 1 less allocated focus and a locomotion for 3 inches, and he would have had me. Round 3, time to roll out. With 2 focus still on the Hydra, I put 2 on the Phoenix and 1 on the Griffin. Vyros moves and casts mobility. The Griffin ninjas to the left, running 16 bloody inches, almost hitting supersonic. The Hydra engages the Hammersmith, hitting with both fists for next to no damage, but my main plan was to double-handed throw him into Thorn and letting the Phoenix charge. I hit and roll an 8 for my check, but the Hammersmith outperforms me because Disruption Field increases his strength. Ugh. The following fist attacks do little damage. Then the Phoenix walks up and mauls him with his thermal blade, but can't shred him enough to prevent retaliation. The 2 griffins move ahead to distract Nemo. In his turn, Nemo loads the Hammersmith with focus, upkeeps Disruption Field. Then Thorn moves and Nemo casts Voltaic Snare on one of the griffins through Thorn. The Stormclad introduces 1 griffin to his Generator Blade. The Charger moves for a shot at Vyros and damages him. The main action, however, is the Hammersmith, who first wails on the Hydra, beating him back twice and slamming him over Vyros for some serious damage to both of them. The Phoenix's presence saved me from him following up, so he laid into the Phoenix with his remaining focus, almost crippling my other heavy as well. The important right arm is damaged beyond repair. What an astonishing display of force. I realized that I would have to have Vyros manhandle the whole situation himself. I shake his knockdown effect. I cannot allocate focus because the griffins are once again outside of my control range, and both of my heavies suffer from Cortex blue screen. Screw this. The Hydra walks into the back arc of the Hammersmith, remaining there. Vyros then charges the Hammersmith in the back and trashes it. The Phoenix walks over to the Charger, but the fist doesn't do a lot of damage, and the thermal blade doesn't take him out. The Griffin that can advances on Nemo, setting up the assassination. The others scratch paint off the Stormclad with their halberds. His turn, the charger is given 4 focus from Nemo. Nemo casts a 1-inch locomotion through Thorn on Thorn, moving him over, and then he casts Disruption Field on the charger and faints. Thorn attacks and finishes the Hydra with his stab. When Aridus declares his charger to be hammering my Phoenix, I laugh at him. Afterwards, when the Phoenix only lives on about 5 boxes left, I decide to no more laugh at the charger. What an highly aggressive robot. The Stormclad swings his blade at the damaged Griffin, leaving him at a single box. Alright, round 5. Everything is still disrupted or out of range, and I'm getting used to it. My Ninja Griffin advances on Nemo. The Phoenix stumbles to a position where he'd enable Vyros to strike both the Charger and Thorn while giving flank without eating a free strike. However, I attack Thorn with the blade, forgetting evasive, so Thorn gets away. Vyros moves to attack the Charger and finishes him. The right-hand Griffins jab at the Stormclad, pretending to be dangerous. Then, Nemo loads Thorn with focus and channels Disruption Field through him on the Jack, allowing him to reposition for a charge. Thorn charges Vyros but can't take him out even with all his focus. Can't remember what the Stormclad did or failed at. Final round. Vyros gives 3 focus to the Griffin Ninja, then takes Thorn out buying attacks with his focus. The Griffins shuffle around the Stormclad, putting some superficial damage in. Last thing, the loaded Griffin charges Nemo, taking the old man out in 2 swings. Vyros wins! In hindsight, a nice game, even though I was a little underwhelmed by the Hydra's performance, and the failed double-handed throw check just topped it off. And the Phoenix is cool, even though I didn't use it as an arc node even once, but just standing around and handing out the flanking bonus won the game for me. Oh, and that was a mean charger. Many times I got lucky, like when the Hammersmith fell short or when Thorn went after Vyros instead of the Phoenix. And 3 Griffins are probably a tad much, those things are way too fast. Only thing you can reliably do is to move from one side to the other. With mobility and run they cover 16 inches in a hop, a skip and a jump, and use up all of Vyros' focus along the way. Next time you'll get more Mark II with more real models and terrain. See you soon and farewell.